Hi, my name is Nancy Judovic. I belong to Access Community Garden for 5 years when they started still today. Today we got a little bit visitors from all around the Kingsville, Leamington and Windsor, and we really enjoyed day right now. Even is it too hot, but community garden is a beautiful fresh air and fresh produce. Like you see, we got a lunch, everything made from our garden here.
This is our focal point for the nutrition program. This is the Kingsville Community Garden. It's huge, it's beautiful. We have a great variety of people coming here all of the time. As we've developed over the years, this really has become truly a community project. We have all sorts of partners at every level who are coming together every day to help grow the food in the garden, to help harvest the food in the garden, to help distribute the food in the garden to families that need, and really to make this a community meeting place. We're here as often as we can be, but we know that there are people here all the time when we're not, coming to volunteer, help out, be here on the weekends.
I love to help people. I said I don't have money, I'm retired and everything, but I got lots of time and I like to use my time before I leave. I want to use and introduce to the people how good it is to go outside and pick your own produce, grow your produce.
We wanted one whole community garden where everyone works together for shared goals, and all of the produce that's grown here is shared equally. And actually most of the people who volunteer in our gardens don't even want the produce. They want to be out in the sun. We have families who homeschool their kids and they want to come here for science lessons. We have all sorts of people who are just doing it to get out and be active, and which is great because the more food we grow, then the more food that goes to support families in need across Essex County.
People love to come out here and learn how to grow their own food, and they have access to, affordable, free food. That's a huge part of it. But then also, everything else that we have going on, right? All the educational stuff, the classes, the workshops, teaching people how to do it at home. And then we also have elements that are fun for kids, right? We make sure that we always have some, toys available. We have umbrellas to make sure that people are comfortable while they're here. We do a lot of kitchens right out here in the garden space, so we're teaching people how to cook while we feed them.
We have a lot of great connections at local food banks, and we have a lot of families who we serve through Access and our other programs, because we do a lot of work with housing and homelessness, who we know are struggling, who we're able to support with this free organic produce as it comes out of the ground.
If you talk about the saving on a produce, I didn't spend any money for the last 4 or 5 years. I still got the produce in my freezer from last year. I freeze the beans. I pickle the beans and the beets, all from a garden. Tomatoes, I chopped in nice in Ziploc bags for one cooking. Everything comes from my freezer. I don't go in a store buying anything.
The garden has helped me with, I guess, killing that idea that eating healthy is expensive. I actually find that eating healthy is actually cheaper than eating the way I used to eat.
We all know transportation is a major barrier to a lot of people in Essex County. Being located in Kingsville is great for a number of reasons, but it's not always accessible to everybody. So we help that by bringing gardens to people where they're living.
So we utilize a lot of the produce that we grow in our community gardens to use in the community kitchens, because that helps with budgets. We can feed more people, we can educate more people on how to eat better. One of the barriers that a lot of people have to eating better and growing their own food and making their own food is just simply not knowing how, right? So if they don't know how to use something, it's great that you've provided it for them or given them the space to grow it, but you don't want it to turn into just an ornamental, piece of food, right? So you want them to actually take it home and take it into the kitchen and use it. So the easiest way to do that is to educate them, right? To eliminate that fear and to give them a simple recipe, a simple roadmap on how to take it from the dirt to the kitchen and use it.
It's just so beautiful, and I learned so much. I learned a lot here because I always thought, I don't have a green thumb, I kill anything that breathes, I'm gonna kill it, and that was my mentality. But through coming here regularly with my daughter, I learned how to actually keep plants alive. So I started doing it at home, growing small things like herbs, and it's been amazing because through here I was able to, during a time where my income was so minimal, I ate better than I've eaten ever in my life. It was amazing. the type of food that we were exposed to, things I never would have thought to buy or I couldn't even afford. Squashes are so expensive, and we've tried almost every type of squash you can imagine. We learned new recipes, new ways of eating, and we focus more on variety now.
You know, we're helping establish gardens in schools, community centers, alleyways. We've helped restaurants, private individuals take what they've learned here home with them. So it's growing, you know, exponentially kind of thing out in the community. And to me, that's really what we need. A community garden, I don't care how big it is only ever going to service so many people. People will only travel so far. You can only grow so much food. The next step needs to be you take what you've learned from that experience and you either take it to your own community and start another community garden, take it to your backyard, teach your kids, church, school, whatever. So that's what we've started to do over the past 2 or 3 seasons, and it's grown tenfold.
Our youth group in a church, we try to introduce growing produce to them. Like a lot of kids know pickles come from jar, tomatoes come from ketchup and everything, but we show them how you plant it, how you water them, how you take care of it, pick them and eat them after that.
We started the nutrition program with the people that we support who live independently. They came, they took some classes, they learned about healthy eating, they learned about budgeting and eating good nutritious foods. From that, we started visiting the garden, working in it, volunteering, doing some weeding, and that built out into actual the shares program where we have people who are participating in working in the gardens. So we have 9 people from Christian Horizons employed. Some of them work in the gardens locally and harvest the vegetables, and we have some that are delivering. We have a gentleman who is actually growing seedlings, and we have some working at the farmers market selling produce. So it has impacted their lives in that they're employed. They've gained a greater amount of inclusion within the community that they live in, and they've gained new knowledge about how to eat and live healthy lives.
With the Healthy United Way, we've been so successful in getting people from our community to come out and participate. We've had 700 people participating in our community kitchens all across Essex County. This garden alone, not including all of our expansion gardens, this garden alone has had 700 volunteers contributing over 3,000 hours last year. And we're really excited to see what this year's numbers come out being, because I think we're going to be even higher.
Coming in here, learning from Ryan and the staff here, you'll gain so much, not just health, not just some cool recipes, but you really feel like you got your life back, like you have a handle on it.